In this video, we're going to cover how restaurants can use UberEats and DoorDash to get dozens of new customers every month, but without having to pay the ridiculous 30% fees. I'll be showing you the real numbers behind real restaurants' income and profitability, and we'll also be calling out the huge mistakes to avoid that I often see destroying restaurants' profits. Second, we're going to talk about how you can set your restaurant up on the delivery apps to get the most new customers from them possible. Third, we're going to talk about how the most profitable independent restaurants are using delivery apps to drive new customer discovery, but avoid paying the commissions after they get those new customers. I hear a lot of restaurant owners say that the delivery apps are a necessary evil because they will lose customers without them, but it doesn't have to be that way long term. So let's dive right into it, starting with part 1. Setting the delivery apps to drive new customer discovery, but without losing profitability. This video was actually inspired by my friend Mike and his crazy roller coaster experience with the delivery apps. Mike owns a pizzeria, which is one of the top performers on Uber Eats in his city. To give you an idea of the volume he was doing, he was over $40,000 a month from Uber Eats alone. But every month when he would get his numbers back from his bookkeeper, he wasn't making a profit on those sales because the 30% fee that they were taking was wiping it out. When he factored in food cost, which was rising super quickly with inflation and supply chain issues, as well as the labor cost and overhead in those orders, and the promotions and other costs, he hated giving 30% of every order in this industry where profit margins average 10% and losing all of his customer info, not even knowing their names anymore through Uber Eats. I know what you're probably thinking. That's why Mike should increase menu prices on the delivery apps. The thing is, Mike was already doing that. He had already increased menu prices by 15% on the delivery apps. But profit margins in independent restaurants average 10% at most. So it doesn't take a math whiz to see that if restaurant delivery apps are charging Mike 30%, he's not going to be profitable even if he's raising prices by 15%. So Mike told his account manager that he was canceling unless he could get a better rate. And after weeks of back and forth negotiation, he got his rate down from 30% to 15%. Mike was so happy at first. He did the math and he saw that this was going to save him over $5,000 per month because he was doing over $40,000 per month in volume. But then the day of the rate switch came and overnight, Mike saw his volume drop from $10,000 per week to $4,000 per week. Mike was terrified. Eventually, he called back his account manager to find out what happened. And he learned that when you negotiate a lower rate with the delivery apps, they start making your restaurant very difficult to find in the app. Unless somebody perfectly types in your restaurant name in the search tab, it just doesn't show up. Instead, in the home screen or category where people are used to ordering from you, they list all of your competitors where you used to be. So it ends up resulting in losing all of those customers to direct competitors. The reason why is clear. If you were a delivery app, would you send customers to the pizzeria where you make 30% of every order or 15% of every order? Well, obviously 30%. So if there's 10 pizzerias to choose from in your city and the others are willing to give them 30%, but you're only willing to give them 15%, they're going to send the people who would order from you to all of your competitors. So that's the first mistake to avoid, negotiating the lowest possible commission. It sounds good in theory, but the goal with the delivery apps should not be to turn a huge profit on each of those orders. From the thousands of independent restaurants I've seen on the apps now, I can confirm that maximizing profit on the orders is impossible. Instead of making as much profit as possible on the apps, what I've seen smart restaurant owners do is use them to build up their own direct business and grow their brand awareness locally. That is where the real money is made. They use the apps to get new customers that order directly from them every time in a way that they don't have to pay any commission on. So what I've seen work best instead is paying the full 30% to get the most possible new customers. Mike eventually started doing that and over 6 months built up his transactions on third-party apps back to over $10,000 per week. But now he has a smart system in place that makes sure he gets a small profit on those orders while growing his direct takeout and delivery business commission free. He's now doing another $15,000 per week through his website. So let's first focus on how restaurants can set themselves up to turn a profit on new customer discovery orders on the delivery apps even while they're paying 30% commission. The first mistake to avoid is the try with discount promotions. These are often 20% off first order promotions or offering customers free delivery fees. They do work at increasing order volume and they sound good in theory, but the problem is that they destroy profitability because they not only cost the restaurant the 20% discount where they're already paying a 30% commission, but there's often an extra fee on top of that costs $1 per order to $5 per order for the restaurant. From what I've seen in many restaurants at this point, those types of deals also attract a less valuable customer who's just cheap and ordering for the deal. Speaking of deals to avoid, that brings us to the next mistake that restaurant owners make that kill profits. And that is doing item promotions like buy one, get one free with entree dishes. Entrees tend to be meat-based and difficult to make, which means that they're going to have high food costs and labor costs associated. Again, it sounds good in theory to get customers to try your signature steak with a buy one, get one because they'll probably love it and want to reorder. But this ends up driving the food costs on that order way up, and it makes it way less profitable for the restaurant. Instead, I recommend doing buy one, get one or free item promotions with low food cost dishes by finding the items on your menu that are favorites but that have super low food costs and offering those at discounts or in buy one, get one deals. In a Mexican restaurant like Taco Tacos, those are the churros or the margarita that might be listed on the menu for $7 or $9, but literally have a food cost of under 50 cents. This is the best promotion you can offer for free because it has a very high perceived value to the customer while costing the restaurant little in reality. And the word free is the most powerful word in marketing. Speaking of using the low food cost, high profit margin items, there's one more way to use them that really boosts profitability. I'll give you a hint. It's the secret behind McDonald's profitability and many other top performing restaurant brands. But before we get there, if you've enjoyed this video so far and you want to see more videos like it, then click that subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do and we'll send you an email anytime new videos come out to make sure you don't miss out the latest in growing a restaurant. Anyway, back to the McDonald's inspired tip to increase profitability that you can actually use on the delivery apps. When you order a Big Mac from McDonald's, what do they immediately ask you next? Would you like fries with that? And then if you say no to the fries, would you like a Coke with that? They're constantly upselling. So setting up the delivery apps to do the same, asking guests if they want low food cost items with every entree can be absolutely huge for profitability. You can set them up to have those dishes upsold as modifiers on every entree dish that you're selling on the third-party apps. To do this, you go into your menu builder on the delivery app platform that you're using, and you go to the entrees category. Then you click into the new modifier button and you make it optional with phrases like select your dessert and select your beverage. Those phrases encourage them to select items with the highest profit margin. They're optional upsells to be clear, but as a good benchmark, you should see over 20% of entrees getting appetizers, beverages, and desserts added to them. This can literally double the profitability on those transactions because it lowers the average food cost and it helps offset that 30% fee that you're paying on the sale to actually make it profitable. On this note, actually, there's data I saw that proves that appetizers, beverages, and desserts with quality photos get added to carts over 50% more often. A mistake I see a lot of independent restaurants making is only having photos of the signature entrees. They're missing quality images of the highest profit margin items, those appetizers, beverages, and desserts. And as a result, those get ordered way less and it hurts profitability. This decreases the rate of people adding those super profitable items during the upsell, and it also hurts the online ordering profits. So if you haven't already invested in a quality food photographer to shoot your entire menu, including beverages and desserts, I highly recommend it. They often charge less than $1,000 and you can make that back in less than a month from the sales and profit increases you see from the lift in online upsells alone. Not to mention the huge boost that restaurants often see in overall online sales from higher conversion rates. By the way, if you want me to check out how your restaurant is set up today on the third-party apps and give you advice on how you can improve it from here, you can comment your restaurant name down below and the city it's in. I'll check how it's currently listed on DoorDash and UberEats and Grubhub and share the opportunities you have for improvement in terms of menu layout, in terms of upselling, and in terms of photography. There's always things to improve. As you can tell, I'm super passionate about helping restaurant owners grow, so I'm happy to give you free advice on how to take things to the next level. Oh, and there's one more thing to cover, and that is optimizing the timing of orders. A huge mistake that many restaurants who are new to online ordering make is they set their third-party delivery hours to be exactly the same as their restaurant hours. But the problem is that there's certain times when the restaurant is backed up and slammed as it is. So adding more orders with online ordering that isn't as profitable creates chaos, and it makes the guests that you have the highest profit margin on, the ones in the dining room, wait longer. So if there are times like this in your restaurant where things are way too busy, I recommend not trying to get new online ordering customers during those hours. You can turn off the delivery apps during those times. They're not worth giving your direct customers a worse experience for, and it's not worth giving them longer wait times and creating chaos in your kitchen. The customers who really want your food will order from your website when you do this, or give you a call instead, where you can better control flow, set expectations on timing, and keep your profit margin on those transactions as high as possible. That brings us to part 2 of 3. How to use delivery apps advertising to get new customers while actually keeping your profitability on every order. So that brings us to the best paid promotions that you can run. The first is called a sponsored listing, and both DoorDash and UberEats allow them. This form of advertising allows you to show up on the home screens of the apps, but when the customers in your city are actually browsing them. The best part though is you can set the maximum amount you're willing to pay per order, and the best way to set it is based on your profit margins. I'll describe that in a moment. After you set that maximum amount you're willing to pay per order, the system automatically bids for you until the maximum amount you've set per order is hit, to make sure that all of the orders you buy are at least break even. The way the system works is that the highest exposure at the top goes to the highest bidder. I recommend setting it up so that no more than 10% of your average order delivery size is being bid, to make sure that you at least break even on those orders. Remember, our goal with these third-party delivery orders isn't to profit on the first one. It's to get new customers for free, or maybe at a small profit, while increasing our restaurant's popularity. The real money is made once we get them ordering directly from us. The average order delivery size across the industry is $50. Delivery orders on average are much larger transactions than the ones that happen in the 4 walls of our restaurants, because people often order for multiple people with the delivery orders, and they're eating with their eyes as they're ordering, so they build the cart online much more full than they would in person. If we do the math on that, average profit margins when paying 30% of each order are going to be about 5%, or $2.50 on the typical $50 order. So if you bid a maximum of $2.50 on that sponsored listing, it will make sure that all of the customers that you get are at least break even for you. But oftentimes they're better than break even. They're profitable because you won't always be paying whatever your highest bid is, especially in times where there aren't a lot of competitive bidders, which right now there actually aren't because a lot of restaurants don't know about this. This is a fairly new feature that they don't use yet, so you can often buy new customer orders for less than $1 each. Now that we've covered sponsored listings, let's talk about the other part of advertising on the delivery apps, using their paid promotions feature. So here's the best process that I've seen for surging online ordering volume using that type of promotion. First, we start by identifying the 3 most popular items on our menu with a food cost of under 10% of whatever it's listed for. These are often appetizers, beverages, and desserts. Then we test a buy one get one free offer on each of those. People respond super well to the word free, and it feels like they're getting an amazing deal when they get a 60. The beauty of this though is that the profit margin on these items is super high. So the profit margin from the first one they're buying actually covers the second one and some, and it still leaves profitability. The other major type of promotion these apps allow is a free delivery promotion. Free delivery promotions let you pay $5 per order to give you that customer completely free delivery on their first order. This sounds good in theory, but in my experience, they don't work very well if your goal is to grow your direct online ordering business. Here's why. They actually do increase online ordering volume, and they do it well, but that online ordering volume tends to stay on the delivery apps and not order directly from you. Because the people who use the free delivery promotion are people that are subscribed to Dash Pass or Uber One or Grubhub Plus, meaning that they're paying $10 per month to be loyal to one of the delivery apps. If they're paying $120 per year for cheaper delivery on the apps, do we think they'll be easy to convert to using our own website or apps instead of the one that they're paying $120 per year from? Probably not. Also, the free delivery offer, which costs the restaurant $5 flat in addition to the 30% they pay, completely wipes out their profit margin. It's over 40% of the transaction at that point in this industry where profit margins average under 5%. That's really hard to make profitable. Speaking of converting customers into your own direct system, that's actually the third part of this video. Part 3. how to get customers to order directly from our website or app instead of the delivery apps. In this part of the video, we're going to be covering how restaurants convert 30% commission delivery orders into 0% commission delivery orders. It doesn't require having your own delivery drivers for it to work. And I've seen thousands of independent restaurants successfully pull it off at this point. What made me realize this was possible was seeing how my friends Mo and Omar did it, the owners of Talkin' Tacos. When I first met them 3 years ago, they were doing over $30,000 a month on Uber Eats and less than $3,000 per month from their website. And they, like many restaurant owners, were fed up with the delivery apps taking 30% of every order and all of the customer information, not even sharing their names with them anymore. It was costing them over $6,000 per month and wiping out a serious part of their profits. They had an online ordering link through their website at the time, but very few people were using it compared to the amount of third-party orders they were getting. So they came to me for help. And over the past 3 years, I've seen them go from $3,000 per month through their website to now doing over $150,000 per month through their website and app. That's a 50x increase. For those of you that are new to this business, it's possible for restaurants to offer online ordering with delivery through their own website, but without paying ridiculous 30% commissions. It's often done through their POS systems like Toast or online ordering companies like ChowNow. And rather than paying that 30% commission to use drivers, what those companies offer is the ability to use the drivers for a flat fee to the restaurant. But the problem I've seen a lot of restaurant owners face once they have direct online ordering is that most of their orders still go through the delivery apps instead of going through their website. Here's how we solved that problem for Talkin' Tacos. We started by figuring out why customers were ordering from Uber Eats instead of through their website. So we started interviewing their customers and asking them, where do you guys order Talkin' Tacos? And why do you order from that platform? The results were super interesting. We realized that there were 3 major reasons that decide where guests order from. The number 1 reason that people use to determine where they order is convenience. The number 2 reason is value. And the number 3 reason is marketing. And at the time, Talkin' Tacos was losing to Uber Eats on each of those things before they set up the system. Because if you think about it, on convenience, it was way more convenient to order from the Uber Eats app than through their website. Because on the Uber Eats app, people could just tap their home screen, the app with Uber Eats, and then tap Talkin' Tacos and reorder it in just a few taps with all of their information saved, versus going through the 5-minute process of ordering on their website, of first Googling the restaurant and then clicking view website and then clicking order now, and then typing in their information and signing in each time, and then building their order from scratch. So they were losing to Uber Eats on convenience. On value, a lot of people have the Uber One Pass for cheaper delivery via Uber Eats. So they saw the savings that Uber One Pass provided and thought that that was way better value than ordering from Talkin' Tacos directly. The restaurant at the time didn't have anything in place to win on value. So they were losing to Uber Eats on that too. And then on marketing, when you order from a restaurant on Uber Eats, what happens over the next few days and weeks? If you've noticed, they send you tons of emails and push notifications and even text message notifications to remind you to reorder from that restaurant when the best time for it comes, based on where you've ordered in the past. They're constantly showing you pictures of what you order and then notifying you that you ordered it last time and that you can reorder in one tap to make it as effortless as possible. So to get people to order directly from our restaurant instead of on third-party apps, we need to make it a better experience than they get from the delivery apps in terms of convenience. And we also need to win on value and marketing. So let's start with the convenience part. How do we make it more convenient to order from our restaurant directly than it is to order from the delivery apps? What I've seen work best for winning on convenience is the restaurant having its own branded mobile app to order from. I've seen this increase online sales by 20% instantly, and then literally make it 3 times as easy to convert customers from those delivery apps. Why does it work? Because if you think about it, a huge part of what makes the delivery apps so convenient is the ability to tap a button on your home screen, tap another button to reorder your go-to order, and then 30 seconds later, being through the checkout process with your food already on the way because all of your info is stored. I knew Domino's and Chick-fil-A and Texas Roadhouse and many of the other top performing brands. In fact, all of the top 50 had gotten their own apps successfully, but I would have never thought that this would work for independent restaurants until I saw it in action with my friend Antoinette. Antoinette owns Ottavio's Italian restaurant in Lakeside, California, and she begged me to make her an app for years. I thought it was a bad idea because I didn't think anybody would install the app for a single location mom and pop Italian restaurant. She would constantly tell me, Adam, every time I go to the city, I order from the Starbucks app, and it's the most convenient thing. We need that for Otavio's. So we built it for her finally as a test, and holy moly, the results she saw were actually insane. Within 30 days, over half of her online ordering customers had installed it and were using it as the go-to way to order from Otavio's. We saw them ordering at double the frequency with a slightly higher check size than she was getting in the kitchen, meaning that the value of her takeout orders were literally doubled. She went from doing $10,000 a month through her website before Owner to now clearing $24,000 a month from her website. And a huge part of that gain is due to her app. Mo from Talkin' Tacos has also built his own app. In less than 6 months on the App Store, it has over 4,000 installs from his customers. Both Mo and Antoinette use our platform to get their own app, and the results speak for themselves. The key was to make it super simple to order again and again from them, because most independent restaurants' online ordering volume is not from new customers. It's from regulars who order the same thing again and again and are willing to install an app that they order from a few times a month, especially if it will save them time and money. So when they got their own app, it was no longer such a hassle for customers to order directly from the restaurant. They had a button on their home screen to tap, and they could do it in seconds instead of minutes, thanks to all of their info being stored and having easy access to Google Pay and Apple Pay. So now that we've covered how to be at least as good as the delivery apps on convenience and even better for regulars, how do we actually beat them on the other two parts of value and marketing? Let's start with value. This one is actually the easiest because everybody knows how expensive it is to order on the delivery apps. Between the convenience fee and the service fee and the delivery fee and the menu markups, the guest is paying 21% more on average versus if they order directly from that restaurant. That means $10 more on a $50 order, and it's often even more than that. But here's the key. The guest doesn't yet know how much they can save by ordering directly from the restaurant's website, because many restaurants don't actually make it clear on their website or on their online ordering system or on their email marketing. So what we need to do is educate the guests on the savings in fees when they order directly from our restaurant website. If you get specific with telling guests how much they're saving on each order, then they start to deeply appreciate it and realize that they should just order directly from that restaurant every time. That's what we do with Talkin' Tacos. On our website, we tell them that we can save on third-party delivery fees in ordering from the website or the app. And then after we educate them on the fees we can save them, there's another thing we can do, which works extremely well: the gamified loyalty program. What do the top 50 restaurant brands in the world have in common? Domino's and Chick-fil-A and Texas Roadhouse and all of the other top restaurant brands in the US, literally all 50. They all have a loyalty program which gives you free stuff the more money you spend. Just like a game. This is the key to getting people to order directly from your brand, whether it's on your website or your app, just like Mo from Talkin' Tacos did. What they did is they specified their lowest food cost items like agua frescas and churros and salsa and chips, and they let customers get those for free every 2 to 3 orders while thanking them for ordering directly. The churros on the menu are $7. So when customers get them for free every 2 or 3 orders, it feels like amazing value. They got this free $7 item. And here's the genius part. The 40-cent food cost on giving away churros is way less than paying 30% in commission. So it works really well for the restaurant financially. They're very smart about making sure that it's only their low food cost items that are qualifying for their free loyalty program redemptions. And I'd recommend doing the same. Another thing they do to get people to order directly from their websites and their apps is they raise prices on the third-party delivery apps by about 20%, so that the prices are way cheaper on their own direct website and app. This makes it obviously better value. And when you add in the savings on fees for the guest and the free items, it becomes a no-brainer better value to order directly from the Talkin' Tacos website. So now that we've covered convenience and value, we're at the third part that we have to nail in order to be able to win against the third-party apps for customer loyalty. That part is marketing, because it's no secret that these third-party delivery apps literally spend hundreds of millions of dollars per year on getting people to use their apps. Super Bowl commercials, Facebook ads, and many other things. They use email marketing and push notifications and Google SEO to get customers and keep them engaged. So your restaurant needs to compete with that to get people to see the benefits of ordering directly from you and consistently do it. The good news is that if we've nailed setting up the convenience and the value to be better when they order from us, then our marketing gets way easier, because all we have to do is communicate the benefits clearly of ordering directly from us. Those benefits are save money with less fees, earn free food via our loyalty program, support local business by ordering directly from us, save time by ordering faster with all of your details stored. I've even seen some restaurants say they'll give guests priority service for ordering through their website or their app, meaning that they get faster pickup and delivery times versus what they would otherwise have to get on DoorDash or Uber Eats. There's a few ways that you can educate customers on the benefits of doing so. The first way is old school offline marketing, because believe it or not, this still works super well if executed correctly. A great recent example of this is my friend Timmery, the owner of Diner. She put up posters in her windows and table tents educating customers on the benefits of ordering from her directly. This is the best way to do it with offline marketing. You put up collateral all over your dining room that tells people when they're visiting your restaurant why to order directly from you online, so that they think of your website and your app when they're feeling like getting takeout. Another brilliant thing that she does is she puts flyers in every to-go bag that goes out to customers that ordered from the third-party apps or phone calls. And those flyers tell people to order directly from our website or our app. Offline marketing is a key part of this strategy, since there's hundreds of potential online customers that are already offline customers in our dining room every month who would order directly from our restaurant if they could see the benefits for themselves. But there's also ways to educate them online. Mo from Talkin' Tacos does this really well. They tell guests why to order directly from them by actually putting it in their Instagram bio and by putting it in captions in posts at least once per month. One of the things that all of these examples have in common is that they use Owner.com to power their restaurant's online presence, because it can literally do all of these things for the restaurant in one place. Getting a branded app, having a gamified loyalty system that pushes high margin items, doing smart upselling for you. I'm definitely biased on this because I actually started the company, but that is how I know all of their numbers and what works well for each of them. Thousands of restaurants use it, and that is how I learn. And our platform does this really well for restaurants. If you want to check out our platform and get a free demo, you can just type in Owner.com and click the get a free demo button, and somebody from our team will be in touch. Anyway, back to the video. You're probably wondering, Adam, what kind of results do restaurants see when they actually set all this up? In my experience, restaurants can pull over 20% of their third-party orders when they first start doing this, which saves them $1,000 a month in third-party fees right off the bat on average. And then they get 5% to 10% growth every month over time in their direct online ordering system as people become more aware of the benefits of ordering directly from them. A few of the examples we covered in this video, like Antoinette from Otavio's and Timmery from Diner, have more than quadrupled their direct online sales using these strategies, and they're now off the third-party apps altogether because they want to be in control of their own destiny in terms of fees, and they want to be in control of their customer relationships. So that brings us to the last part of this video, to share more about why doing these things helps us expand to multiple locations faster, like how Talkin' Tacos has gone from 1 to 7 locations over the past 3 years of using this system. This is bonus part number 4. How these systems make it easier to expand to multiple locations. The secret is actually in the branded mobile app. Here's why. When customers install the Talkin' Tacos app, it enables location services and push notifications. Location services mean that the owners, Mo and Omar, can see the locations of people that have their app installed and use the locations in marketing. This lets them strategically decide where to put their next location based on where customers tend to be located and spend the most time. It also lets them use their customers' locations in marketing to make it extra effective. This is super powerful because 90% of restaurant push notifications are seen within 15 minutes of sending them. So they instantly get customer attention with relevant offers or promotions. More importantly, when you go to share your restaurant concept with franchisees or investors to expand, you can show them the impressive technology and marketing setup that you have, which is driving you sales and is a huge differentiator for your restaurant business versus the other similar sized restaurants. The other major key to this is the customer info that restaurants using the system get from people ordering directly. On third-party delivery apps, they don't share the customers' names with the restaurant anymore, not to mention their email addresses or phone numbers. So there's no way for restaurant owners to actually use that information in marketing. But when restaurants convert people to order directly from their website or their app, they can then see and use all of their info. That's even if they don't have the app installed. They can see delivery addresses, which helps them place new locations regionally. They can see customers' email addresses, which lets them send automatic email marketing campaigns, and what those customers ordered in the past, which they can use in those campaigns to drive up sales by literally thousands of dollars every month if set up correctly. I made a whole video on this recently that I'll put on screen here if you want to watch it. That is the ultimate guide to email marketing for restaurants.